off my new bookshelf here, my floating shelf. So the hardest part about this book is going to be starting it because I loved the first one so much. I'm nervous to start the second. Like, I'm nervous to see what happens. I also heard that this book leaves us with a very big cliffhanger, and I'm nervous about that too. But I really don't want this to be spoiled for me. I get on TikTok and I see videos, anything to do with Iron Flame, I automatically like swipe up because I don't want anything ruined for me. And I think I've been pretty close to having something ruined. So I don't think I'm gonna get super far today. Like, even if I just get a few chapters in, I will have started it so that, like, you know, the band-aid is ripped off. Yeah, this is a really good time to start this, the long weekend, and because it's something I'm super excited to read, I tend to be hesitant to start those books. So I'm gonna take off the dust jacket so that does not get ruined. It's so pretty. I love the black edges. They're so pretty. All right, let's start it. I'm so nervous. I got 2 chapters in. It felt good to start it. I think I read the first recent enough to go into this one. Like, I just kind of had to refresh my memory on things that happened. But some people, they're rereading the first before they read the second. But I'm glad that one's still pretty fresh. That one's very fresh in my mind to read this one, but I just forgot a few little things. Yeah, my goal was to just get a few chapters in to kind of break the ice. And then my plan is to read a lot more tomorrow. This is about 600 pages. So I just don't think I'm gonna finish this one as fast as I finished Fourth Wing. I finished that one so fast, but who knows? Maybe I'll just like read like crazy tomorrow. And I'm just so excited to find out what happens, to be back in this world, and to read more about dragons. I love it. Yeah, so I'm gonna be doing a lot of reading this week. I mean, I'm always doing a lot of reading, but I feel like even more than normal. She can see herself. It is the 28th. I'm going through this book so slowly. I started this 3 days ago. I should already be 300 pages in, and I'm 150 pages in. I feel like my stamina for reading lately has been very low. Like, I'll start reading and then I get distracted, or like watching a show sounds more relaxing than reading. But I don't think I'm gonna be able to. It's very good so far. Like, I'm really happy to be in the world and I'm having a good time reading it, but I'll read a few pages and I'm like, oh man, I feel like I should be so much further along in the book. I cannot wait for the weekend because I have so many things that I know I should do. And I'm trying to like eliminate TV so that I am reading, but then I also should be like doing other things too. I'm hoping to read 100 pages tonight. Like, that's the goal. Let's see how far I can get. We'll see. Like, what is going on? Okay, I finished part 1. I was surprised, like things happened that I was like, what? Some stuff happened that I was not expecting until later. Like how this first part is ending, I expected that to happen later on in the book, if that makes sense. I'm so nervous for the end because I heard it leaves on a really big cliffhanger, so I'm like, it's going to happen. I have a suspicion, but I don't know if that's what's gonna happen at the end. I mean, I'm not even close. I'm over halfway. I'm going to read 16 more pages and then I'm gonna stop. Instead of trying to read 100 pages a day, I'm going for 75 because reading 100 was like, sometimes that is very doable. I feel like it was doable last month more than this month. Like I want time to do other things as well. So 75 is definitely more doable to where I have time to do other things. But there's a lot of things that need to be resolved, or I can't say anything. All right, let's keep reading 15 more pages and then I'll continue tomorrow. I only have 100 pages left in Iron Flame and I'm getting nervous. Like, I'm almost not feeling like I don't want the book to end like I do with some books where you like want to slow down towards the end. Maybe once I get like the last few chapters. Yeah, so I kind of just feel like I want to finish the book so that I can know what happens, so I can stop thinking about everything that could happen, because of course you just think of everything that could go wrong towards the end of a book. So I feel more anxious about finishing this one than I did Fourth Wing. Okay, we're gonna finish off my Iron Flame reading vlog. I finished it and I have my thoughts on the book. I made this a 4 because I am comparing this to Fourth Wing. I bought the holiday edition. Fourth Wing was perfect. This won a Goodreads Choice Award. It was such a good book. I had no issues with this book and I could not wait to pick it up, and I just read this for hours and hours, for days. Like, I love this book so much. I have it in 2 editions. Like, this was a great book. 6-star book. I loved it. Now, had I if maybe this were a standalone book, I would have rated it a 5. But I can't not compare it to Fourth Wing. This is following this perfect book, so it's not a 5. I think Fourth Wing had a very good balance of like adventure and war and the romance story. Like, everything just felt very balanced. It wasn't leaning towards one like subject too much, if that makes sense. It was just it was well written. I just thought it was just really, really good. This book just was not as balanced, I thought. And what made me decide to make this a 4 is that I was not as excited to pick this book up. And I kept wondering, when I was reading the book, I was like, why am I not as like excited to pick this up? So I knew something was off about this book, that it wasn't like I can't wait to go home and read Fourth Wing. I kind of had to push through this book a little bit, and I didn't have to do that with Fourth Wing. So after finishing the book, I realized why I was having that issue. And I did not watch anyone's review of this book prior to reading it. I wanted to have my own thoughts on the book. And so I do think it is a good book. Compared to Fourth Wing, it's not as good. I am really excited for the 3rd because I'm hoping that the 3rd book is going to like finish off the series really well. Like I'm hoping the third book is gonna be Fourth Wing material. I'm hoping it's gonna be as good as Fourth Wing, whereas I think this one just kind of did not help the series out as much in my mind. I do think that there are cool parts of this book, very exciting. It's still a really exciting read, and we're learning about some other stuff. Like I'm not gonna talk about the book right now because I don't want to spoil it, but there are exciting things in this book and I love our characters. So this is a 4 in my mind because I am comparing it to Fourth Wing. Fourth Wing was better. And though that's all I'm gonna say in my non-spoiler review of the book. All right, here are the spoilers. I thought the story was just not as strong in this book. I thought there was too much romance, too much relationship stuff happening in this book. And I don't even know if anyone else is saying that, but that's what I thought. I wanted more adventure. I wanted more than just a lot of relationship building. I thought the amount of relationship stuff in the first was like perfect. It wasn't non-existent. There were parts of the book I was like, okay, we get the idea. I just want stuff to happen. I want like dragons to fight. I want to know what's going on with the griffins. Like there were just so many other things that were more interesting to me than just their love story. I am glad that the torture scene was not super graphic, and I mean they could have gone way further with the torture, and I was like waiting for it because I mean that could have gone really gross, and I'm glad it didn't. I don't know why they brought Jack back to life. When you bring characters back, it weakens a story. Like Jack did not need to be revived. And then he just kind of like wasn't there for a long portion of the book. It was weird. Like him being revived weakened the story because it like weakened her. Like she killed him in the first, and then now they can just bring anyone back to life. I didn't like that. I didn't like that he was brought back to life and for like a weird purpose. And then, yeah, that was just weird. I just thought there could have been something way cooler going on when the healers are working on something and no one knows what's going on. I thought it was gonna be a much more sinister plan. I don't know, I thought it just could have been much better than bringing back a character that she killed. It made me wonder, like, are they gonna bring someone else back? I don't know. I do like that Dane is redeeming himself in this book. He's not trying to be overbearing anymore. He's giving her her space and they're becoming friends again. I do like that part of the book. I really like the dragon stuff. I was happy with that. I think they're making Xaden a little too powerful. I kind of wish that he was not just becoming a more powerful person. I think that also kind of weakens a story when he's like just super, super powerful. And that just might just be me, but I'm like, okay, he's gonna be like too powerful. I also really like the mother-daughter parts in the book and that we kind of understand the mother a little bit more. Just like all the sibling stuff, I liked that. The rivalry between her and Kat seemed really petty and I was like, okay, are they really like fighting over a boy? It just, I didn't like that. And the story, like, it got better and we kind of like Kat more, but just at first I was like, okay, is this gonna become just really dramatic and both of them fighting over a boy. I really do love Violet and her power, and there were some scenes that I felt like I could just like see her like with the lightning. It was really exciting. There were really good parts in this book, but I just did have issues with the book that I didn't have with the first. Don't bring characters back to life. Have them die off, please. And just don't make characters too powerful. I did enjoy learning about the Griffins and their riders. Like, I thought that was a cool part of the book, that now there are other creatures to learn about. And like the rivalry, I liked that. I like that part of the book. I'm super curious to see what happens in the third because of what happens to him at the end. Like, I thought that was really interesting. Now we don't know what's going to happen to him. So that is my opinion on the book from, you know, with spoilers, is that I do have issues with this book, which I know other people do as well. Sometimes, like with series, the second one is even better than the first. And I think this one just kind of like tarnished the good like Fourth Wing name. It did not live up to Fourth Wing. So I'm hoping the third one does. I hope it like redeems itself because it just was not as good. This book was great. I hope you enjoyed watching my Iron Flame reading vlog. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.